Okay, I will give myself an hour. So, hello. It's been a long time, but um I'm trying to take care of myself and move forward and shit. Um I I don't want to take time to like explain everything to where it makes sense and it's in detail or some shit, but how I am currently, February 22nd, 2025. I'm feeling a little down in the dumps and aimless. And I have things that I want to get done, mostly get groceries so I have more food. But I want to at least set aside an hour to just reflecting and trying to figure some stuff out. Um, so I usually chase happiness because, happiness feels good. Positive emotion. And apologies. My my throat seems like immeasurably dry. I've been drinking water a lot in the past like hour that I've been up and fucking it still feels dry. So maybe there's a little something in there. Hold on, I'll try uh doing something. All right, so I remembered cough drops exist, so I have one. Hopefully it'll help my throat somehow. Um so I recently watched I usually watch videos to try and help myself figure shit out, but an idea is that just to quote a video, if happiness is what floats your boat, then you're going to be capsized by the first decent wave of suffering. And apparently, a venture is a more reliable thing, but also I want to say power or capability. I kind of I've kind of been using those interchangeably because um the way I see things now is if I'm more capable, then I have more power to be able to withstand the things that life throws at me. So so if I try to do more or at least get better at things to where I can face my struggles a little more than yesterday, then you know I'll be more capable. I'll accumulate power, and then I'll be better off. But the thing is, adventure. Couple times this week I've been trying to like look up things about adventure, and there's like some wisdom in there, but it doesn't tell me like how to enjoy it or something. Yeah, I guess that comes back to happiness, but probably been it's a bit too abstract for me to be able to understand it enough right now to actually explain anything. But I also had thoughts before that maybe what would be helpful for me is not to try find some one thing that would reliably make me happy. And what I need instead is more like a toolkit that'll help me find happiness in things and shit. But here I am still thinking like I want something specific, kind of. That would satisfy a certain feeling that I want. A certain positive feeling, I guess. Deconstructing this shit is tough, especially for my brain right now. But I guess this hour of exercise is hopefully going to at least help me get a little bit closer. So I guess I don't know how to frame this shit to where it makes sense. However, in order for me to make sense of anything, I guess I'm just going to have to fucking lay all my cards out on the table. I do fucking know. So I drew a picture recently. I did some drawing. And it's got me back into wanting to draw. I have a strange relationship with the drawing because like I enjoy doing it and shit, but for some reason I feel like I need some kind of validation. Like, and it seems, I don't know if this is true or not, it just seems, I don't know how it works, but it seems like I want something specific, because there's been times in the past where people would like compliment the thing that I did, but I still didn't feel good because fucking I didn't get the kind of responses that I wanted. Of like the volcano in the background, it had spikes growing out of it, but whatever. Um, so like, I don't know. I don't know what I would want with that, but it is really weird that it, from my observations, maybe I want people to be more like excited about the content of the drawing instead of just like how it looks, but I do not have like concrete explicit evidence of that. And I also had difficulty with drawing because it seems like I'd want to share it with people, and most of the time it would like be ignored or something, or at least it'd feel like it, because I wouldn't get comments on it, like how I don't get comments on my videos. I I've been thinking about games for, I don't know. I like games. There's I keep sort of coming back to these ideas of like creative games or something. I well, at least I don't know how to put it, but like I hadn't thought about this recently, but I'm thinking about it now. I have a Lewid battle system for like Lewid battle because I'm a perv. Um, uh, there's also this idea I come back to from time to time called a perverted board traveler, where it's like a board game, but there's like perverted shit in it. Lewid events, Lewid battles as well. Then there's a kind of evolved version of that where it's kind of modeled after Loop Hero, where the tiles you have in your deck are kind of like randomized for the board, and when you defeat enemies you can get these cards of like places, and when you place them down onto the board they have different effects, and so you can like try to strategize and make your own board and shit. Which adds, you know, a bit of wonder. Of course, I don't know how to balance anything. But, I want to say perhaps I don't need to, but I guess in the way of balance, the best way that I should think about it is more that it's not that I should figure out the balancing before I even start. It's that through play, I will find out what is fun for me and what isn't. And if something isn't fun, then perhaps that means I need to tweak it and try to change the balance of it or something. But that's also kind of hard when there's like randomness involved, because you could you could just get bad RNG. And so it's like, I don't know. And then like if I get good RNG and it becomes too easy or something and not fun, it's like, what the fuck? Like how am I supposed to know how to tweak it when I don't know what the average is going to be like? But I guess I can also at least think about it as like, how are the two extremes going to play? Like, how's the bad, like really bad run versus a really good RNG run will look like? But I've been thinking about one of the questions I'm trying to fill out is, what am I longing for, I guess? What am I what is going to help fill this gap or something that I'm like longing for? I mean, just some surface level things. I feel like I want to be excited, looking forward to something. There's the element of wonder from, you know, things being randomized and not knowing what exactly is going to be around the corner. And I want to say, like, there's a sense of adventure there. A positive sense of adventure. But last night, while thinking about it, I also know that, like, right now I have this strange relationship with abandonment, like abandoning my projects, because I kind of feel bad about not doing some of the things that some of the ideas that I wanted to do. I wanted to like draw recently. But I did draw some things. And so I don't feel bad about the things that I did end up drawing. But my brain currently feels like I'm trying to figure out something bigger. But my brain kind of hurts. It's trying to look at the big picture to figure shit out. But I don't know, maybe I should instead be trying to go smaller, trying to get closer to how I feel and like dig into that a little bit. Dig into it more to uncover what the hell I'd want. Part of my thoughts last night were about, effort. Where would it be worth doing something big and cumbersome and stuff? And it certainly like fluctuates whether I feel like the effort involved would be worth it or not worth it and shit. But to go back to the abandoning projects one thing idea, I've noticed an interesting thing where like I had more ideas to draw, but because I didn't feel like doing more at the time, I abandoned the rest after like drawing two things. And how would I feel about that? And to be honest, like, I guess it kind of felt like it was needed, where, where the only thing I felt kind of bad about was, like, these ideas aren't being brought to life or whatever, like how I wanted it to. However, for some reason, I felt like trying to do more would not be worth it to me. And so I abandoned those ideas and I have these two drawings, which are okay. And it's kind of weird because it's like these are here now. I don't have to put effort into drawing them at all because that's already been done. And so I just have these drawings now. And I don't know. I've looked at many of my drawings, and there are some, maybe half, I'd say that I'm like glad exists. That like I like. Some of them are okay, but there's some that like, yeah, I like this. Um, for these two drawings, I feel like they're okay. Though I did like the cute face that I made for Lapis. And could me abandoning shit be a tool, be a strategy? Should it be something that I can think about? I'll come back to that after I check my phone. I did not stop this thing. I technically don't need this because it says down here fucking how long I've been recording for, but so abandonment, like abandoning my projects, like it just it just conceptually seems weird to me how I can see that as like a good thing. And it's weird how like there's these ideas that I want to exist, but like for some reason now I feel like it's not worth making, and so like I'm just okay with like, because if I didn't abandon them, it'd feel like I'm forcing myself to do these things, and I don't know if it would feel good, and I don't want to feel like I'm forcing myself to do something. So it's just kind of weird and mind-boggling to me. I don't in this instance it seemed to have made sense, but like because in this instance okay, all right, I guess I'm doing this. So I'm going to compare it to genres. So slice of life. Basically, each drawing is more or less its own contained thing, except one where there's like a two-parter, which I never got to, but I also kind of didn't need to. But so because it's slice of life, again, I'm okay with it ending because there's no real like plot. Like there are things that relate to it, so you can make a kind of plot out of it, but you don't need it. But what if it was something like a comic or something? And to be honest, I've tried a comic before a long time ago, and I kind of like it. It's been so long that I can't really. I don't know how I felt while drawing it, but I obviously never finished it. The plot hasn't picked up at all, except explaining some of the fucking shit and having some character interactions. But I still like those comic pages because, especially in the beginning, because I like was just allowing myself to not complete shit and to just kind of scribble things down. And through that, like, I still like saw a story and I was like, whoa. I know what's happening even though the leg looks like shit. I know that that's a leg at least, and so I can still follow along. Whoa. But and I like some of the creative things that I did with paneling and shot composition and shit. But to do a kind of like epic adventure like that, like it was supposed to be like an adventure of a perverted board traveler type of thing, but in like comic story form. And I never got around doing it, and I don't exact. I think it was mostly like balancing and shit. Like I didn't know if it was going to be fun, and I didn't know how to make things make sense or whatever. So like I kind of like just stopped. But again, I don't know how the drawing process has been with that. It's been too long. Slice of life. I don't know if that's important, the slice of life idea, but it has its benefits, I guess. What I think I also want is like something to build off of. Something to feel like I'm making progress in, and that I'm looking forward to making more progress later. And I guess that can be drawing sometimes, where the progress I'm making on a drawing the abandonment is a weird thing. I'm kind of sorry that I'm just jumping around, but hey, like I'm just hoping that this goes somewhere. But all right, so I'm doing this to myself as well. I'm doing this to myself as well. Um, so the abandonment thing, abandoning my projects, is that a tool that I can actually use where is it going to be okay for me to want to make something and then abandon it when I feel like it's not worth doing anymore? An idea is that if I do that, then internally with me, it kind of makes sense to do that because I will at least kind of get closer to figuring out what I'd like to do based on my habits or something. I definitely in the past used to feel with my projects, I'd be kind of like excited about them and all in on them. But then slowly, I start to get doubts about what I'm doing, and then they slowly like poison the mind, and I don't feel motivated to do it anymore, and I end up abandoning it. And I'd feel bad about abandoning it and shit. And of course, go back to feeling fucking aimless. But I don't know, I just feel like there's something there. Some kind of like nugget of perspective. Though, of course, on the outside, my perception is that people are going to be like, what the fuck, you don't finish anything, you're a flake. And shit. Well, it's not entirely true. I do finish some things, but they're like individual things. You could say I wish I just had like fucking the words to like argue this in the most total and absolute way possible, but instead, so I don't sound like I'm fucking trying to be a picky bitch, but like, yeah, I completed some comic pages. I completed some drawings. The thing about the comic pages is just when it comes to a comic, I assume people are like in it for the story and shit. And when the story is not completed, it's like, what the fuck? I invested in this for like nada or something. That's like an extreme, but for like drawings, like the drawings where it's just a couple things and I abandoned the rest of my ideas. So it's not like a story was abandoned, it's just now I have these two drawings. Nobody's gonna talk shit about like the you can't finish anything thing has to do with like fucking projects. Obviously, like game dev projects and drawing projects like stories and shit. That take a long time and so they don't get done. It takes a long time and a lot of effort for them to be done. But when it comes to individual drawings, like there's just ideas that I want to continue that have like a thing in common where like these characters are supposed to be on the same fucking Pokemon route. And so they could have like interactions with each other and stuff, but like these are standalone events. And so even though I've abandoned them, it doesn't feel like the things that I have already like led to nothing in the extreme, obviously. Which I have to fucking say because that's the easiest my mind can fucking comprehend this shit. But I don't know. When it comes to my happiness toolkit that I want to build up and shit. I feel like the point of it is to where I can build build happiness or something in most situations to help me get through them and shit. But a kind of extension to that is, should I have multiple projects or something that will satisfy different cravings of happiness, I guess. Because sometimes I want to like relax, and so maybe I can watch videos. Or maybe like I want to make shit, and so I can have one where I'm like making shit. But there's also something that keeps coming up and making me ache inside is a feeling of I want to feel like the shit I'm doing matters, and for some reason I feel like in order for that to happen, our people have to like or benefit, or the shit that I do has to make people happy, or they gotta enjoy it somehow. And if I don't get feedback confirming that shit, then I feel like it's a waste. So perhaps that's a real thing I'm going to have to contend with and somehow make a kind of gadget for, a tool to help with that. Stretch. So a little bit of a tangent. Well, I don't even remember. Yeah, I mentioned something about getting groceries, I think. I don't remember. So I'm hoping to get groceries today. And perhaps after getting groceries, I can go back to doing more of this soul finding shit or something. I don't know. I'll probably have to fucking eat something I haven't ate yet. In like the couple hours I've been up. I also have a couple games where like my task idle game where these I get random tasks to do, and if I complete all of the tasks for a character, then I get a reward out of 3 that I get to choose, and they go on to the next stage and I get new tasks. Because I need to do chores and shit. I need to take care of myself better, and being able to add that to a game to where it matters. Is something of a need, I guess. I definitely do not want to neglect myself doing whatever it is that would make me feel happier or a little less miserable. There are some things that make sense for why I'd want one thing to make me fucking happy. Because apparently, from what I've learned and researched, something that makes people happier is this thing of like one pointedness of the mind. The thing about being mindful is it's not trying to fill your mind with shit, it's trying to empty your mind so that you're more at peace or whatever. And the flow state is, you know, fucking being in the zone with one fucking task that's in front of you and shit. And I definitely have felt some of that where fucking I'd feel like shit because life is a mess, and then I'd randomly do like something or watch something or who knows, and all that stuff kind of like I start feeling better because I'm not thinking about all that shit. My mind is pointed in direction of whatever the hell I'm doing. And in some cases I feel okay enough to actually face some of the fucking bullshit that I was worried about. So it makes sense that I would ideally want one fucking thing, one fucking project that I can satisfy all of my fucking needs with, where I can balance like doing my fucking chores and taking care of myself while also having like a sense of wonder and like having a sense of fucking progress and having a sense where like fucking the shit that I do matters. Like fucking some kind of colossal amalgamation. I don't know, I need to think more, I think. Or maybe I don't need to make more. Oh, think more. Feel like I have nothing to say right now. I want to give myself a minute. I'm getting fucking distracted by shit on my desk. What's weird to me, well, perhaps it's not weird, it's just I don't know how to fucking navigate it, but there are times where there are things where I'd feel up to doing them and I think it'd be worth it, and then there are times where the same things I'm like, no, fuck that shit. It's not worth it. And so how the hell am I supposed to know if something's worth it? But again, like, I can kind of understand that sometimes things change, and perhaps I'm too stressed, so I need a different kind of thing to, like, I just need a different kind of thing to, like, unwind and shit. Because I'm in a different state of being. I want to say I'm not all that good at analysis, which is kind of true, but it's also a fucking process. I can't just like think for an hour and figure everything out. Hey, yeah, I don't know what to do with myself, but this might sound a little pretentious, but I guess here's a little nugget of wisdom to fucking slap myself in the face with. It's really weird and stupid, and I fucking don't like it. But what's worth doing? Well, fucking trying to get better, trying to reflect on things, trying to figure out how to move forward. And that's what most of my fucking content is, at least the talking shit. Most of my fucking videos are about fucking me sitting down and talking about fucking things I've learned or went through and trying to reflect to see if I can figure something out for me to fucking do. Yeah. And so, like, even after a year of my fucking YouTube, I feel like I'm still in the same place because I'm still doing these fucking videos because I felt like I haven't found the one thing that I want to do yet. Or I hadn't found something that makes me consistently fucking happy. And that's why I continue to do these fucking videos, is because I feel like sitting down and trying to work this shit out is important to me and on my journey and my adventure, I guess. So what? So was are my are my are my videos for my YouTube channel going to be about fucking, this is just, hey, my journey, my adventure, this is what my fucking videos are about? Is that going to be my direction? Is this going to be my adventure? Technically, it already is, and fucking already was. Blah. I want to smack myself in the face with a pillow. Okay, so shit, maybe I should make more of these fucking videos then. My journey. I don't know what I'll fucking call this video, but I guess thanks for listening. If you have any comments, you can leave them down below, any thoughts. And I don't know, like, I feel like being able to talk with people who have different perspectives may help me a bit. And perhaps chatting with people about the shit I've said may, well, the repetition of it would probably help me keep it into fucking, take it and put it into fucking long-term memory. But yeah, so if you guys have like comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. And I'll see you guys later, I guess. Take care.